What's up, everyone? It's Matt Mrozik, and this will be a nice review for you today. This is from Sean Kyle, and this is his Brides Unleashed kit. So I actually ordered this, I don't know, probably 3 weeks ago initially from Kyle, and it arrived on my doorstep last Thursday when no one was home, and unfortunately it had gotten stolen. First time it's ever happened to me. Something getting stolen off my porch, but it did happen, and it happened to be this kit and something my wife had ordered from Amazon. So I was following the track, and I get home and there's nothing on my doorstep, so I send Kyle a message like, hey, kit's not here, it's showing it was delivered, don't know what's going on. So I waited till the next day, and still didn't arrive. And at that time my neighbor came over and said, hey, I noticed someone walking around and looked like they had maybe taken the packages off your doorstep. So it sucks that it got stolen. Luckily, they haven't caught the guy, but they have his license plate number. My neighbor got his license plate number and a good look at his car and stuff. Not too much of his face, but anyway, I've been in contact with the local police, and they're actually looking at this guy because apparently my house was one of several in the neighborhood that day they got hit. So, and it's the first I've lived in this neighborhood personally since I've owned this house for 6 years. But I lived here, this was my parents' house. I lived here way back in '94 when they first built it, and nothing like that has ever happened to us. So I said, Kyle, it got stolen. He's like, hey man, that really sucks. I'll send you another one. So huge props to Sean. He didn't ask me to pay for it. I offered to pay for the shipping at least. He wouldn't even let me do that. So he shipped it out the other day, and it got here within in 3 days, and I made sure I was here, and he put signature required on it. So huge shout out to Sean Kyle for getting me another kit at his own expense. That's a huge plus in my book as far as customer service goes. So thanks a lot for that. Appreciate it. Here we go. Here's I already unpacked it. I looked at this earlier because it's just a cool piece, and I wanted to look at it. So it's already been unpacked. I looked at it. This is an excellent kit. It just goes to show you that you can make a fairly complicated piece and a large piece with very high quality at a very reasonable price. I think this is if I remember correctly, I paid $225 shipped. If maybe it was $240. I can't remember. It was $225 or $240, somewhere around there, shipped. Because I paid a little extra to get the clear resin parts. You can pay a little less and get opaque, but I decided to get the clear parts. So great piece. This piece is amazing. The quality is outstanding. I've already looked at everything, and I'll go through and show that to you. And the prices you can't beat, and Sean's customer service is awesome. He signed it. It's kit number 23. I asked him if they were numbered. He's like, there's really no edition size. So, but he labeled this one for anymore. It's number 3, and you get a nice photo of a finished kit here. This is the actual kit. This is an original sculpt and design by Sean Kyle. If you don't know his work, and I didn't realize this, but he is also responsible for doing the re-engaged Bride of Frankenstein kit. If you've ever seen that, it's a very large piece. It's 1/6 scale, but it's almost closer to 1/5 scale. And he sold his master sculpt a little while ago, and I almost got that. I was like, I like her, but not. I'd rather have this piece. So I got this piece. But yeah, he's did that. He's done other couple pieces that didn't realize were his. So cool stuff. He's got another one coming out next week. He's gonna be getting ready to sell. So I'll put a link down below to his Facebook page, and you can check it out there, and maybe order one of these if you want. So get the picture of the finished kit, quarter scale, 2 feet tall, 47 pieces, produced by Bedlam Miniatures and sculpted by Sean Kyle. I like the first lady of horror re-engaged. So nice. And then you get a parts list. I love it when I get a parts list, because a lot of producers, small run guys don't give you a parts list. So it's always handy to have this, especially when there's 47 pieces. If you're getting a bus that's got 2 or 3 pieces, you can figure out if you're missing something. But something with this complicated, a parts list is a must in my opinion. I like that. I love the font he used. It goes right along with the artwork and the style. Very cool. So let's get into the kit. So here's everything laid out. And this is it's a decent size. I mean, it's got more height than width than anything, but it's really impressive. So we have all the arms for not the Draculas, the vampires. Everything is sculpted extremely well. The dry fitting I've done so far has been like extremely impressive. The cleanup that there is, you know, it's minimal. You know, it's cleaning up mold lines. Basically, that's it. But so let's start with her. So this is obviously her legs and her lower torso. I could never spit that out. Lower torso, and it's incredibly done incredibly well. If I can spit that out. I'll never talk very well. The sculpt is extremely clean, sharp. The casting is some of the best I've seen. I get 2 colors of resins here, so I'm guessing he started to pour one color of resin and ran out and finished with another batch, which is no big deal because it gets painted obviously. And you know there's going to be a mold line. It's, you know, it's minimal. Now the cleanup that there is, it is minimal, but it's going to take some time because there's so much freaking detail on this thing. So like, even though the mold line is minimal, you have to go through all these little emblems and all that stuff, and that's just, you know, that's not a hit or a negative against the kit. It's just what it is. You know, when you got something this detailed, you're going to spend some time going in there and cleaning up that mold line just to get in between all the details and stuff. So, and I love the texture on her pants. I mean, it's just really, really done well. Here's her bent left leg. Again, done extremely well. Crisp, sharp casting. I think I found one bubble, but that one bubble gets covered up, so it's no big deal. And I never complain about bubbles or mold lines. The only thing I really ever complain about in casting is if the molds have been run their course and people are still making castings. That's one thing. Or if there's been a slip mold, you know, the mold's like done this number or shifted, because that makes cleanup a nightmare later because you're trying to level 2 surfaces out, and especially there's a lot of details of paint. But really sharp casting. He does all this in-house, so he's sculpting, he's molding, he's casting. It's like a one-man show. Done really nice, and you know, without doing any actual pinning, it fits in there perfectly. I mean, it just goes in and there's no gap, which makes painting a little bit easier, just because you can avoid having to really, you know, you still kind of mask this piece off if you don't hand paint it, but it's like it fits perfectly. So I'll still pin it obviously because you want to pin it, but even with that resin peg in there, it's a perfect fit. Moving up to her upper torso, if I can spit that out. Again, we agree with the same great quality. I love how sharp all these metal details are. Just really, it doesn't even look like it was hand sculpted. Was this hand sculpted? I think it was. I don't think this was a 3D sculpt. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kyle. But it's unreal. Just really, really nicely done. The details are crazy insane. Everything is sharp. All the details are extremely sharp. Again, we just got a mold line coming through here. That's an actually pretty easy cleanup because he put it in a good spot right down the seam of the clothing. So yeah, it's pretty easy to clean up. And again, the fit without doing any actual pinning is like damn near perfect. I mean, it just goes in there. You know, there's the slightest bit of a gap, and all I got to do is really kind of clean up this area. And with the, you know, I put a 16th inch brass rod or a 3/32 inch brass rod in there and epoxy it together, and that's done. Again, depending on how you want to paint her, you know, if you paint kind of according to this, you know, you can paint those parts separately and then put them on, you know, later, obviously. It's kind of how your preference. It would make painting this cross emblem easier if they was separated, but just really, really nice. I'll have to back out here eventually because this is going to get big pretty quick. So that's fits together perfectly. So I'm just going to kind of show you piece by piece. And then we have the arms, and this sculpt on this arm is beautiful. So you have her arm and it's engulfed in flames, and all those flames have been sculpted, and the texture is really, really nice. You know, and the way it trickles down her arm is just really, really beautiful. So painting that will be a little bit of a challenge, but you know, that's what we're here for. We're not here to make something easy. Again, the peg, it's a perfect fit. It's unreal. So I am pretty, like, I'm like 99.9% sure this is a traditional sculpt because his other ones are. So, but the fit almost makes me want to believe it was a 3D, at least a 3D printed piece, just because of the way it fits. It fits near flawlessly. You don't find that too often in a hand sculpted piece, and this arm fits in there perfectly again. Also, again, on this minimal cleanup, just the mold line that you got to deal with. No mismolds. Like I said, I found one bubble. Oh, and it's right here. It's right there on the collar, but that'll get hidden by her head, which we'll look at next. And then here's her head. Really pretty sculpt. Get some more light on her. The skin is perfectly smooth, no texture to it. There's one little bit, I got to put a little bit of putty. It's like right there. I'm not sure if it's a chip or whatever, but it's like minute. But when I like bring up stuff like that, when I'm looking for things to complain about, it's not complaining about, critiquing, it's, you know, it's good. Again, the fit is like just perfect. It goes right on there, fits right in the neck, and there's like no gap. There's like no putty. I fixed that one little thing there, paint her head separate, put it on, and it's done. I mean, it's just done really well. I love the details on her mask, these flames that come across her blindfold. Actually the fangs are sculpted separately, and I just realized that, and they're all right here. So her fangs and some of the fangs for the vampires are all sculpted. I guess they're all sculpted separately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 set of fangs. And so yeah, which makes sense for molding process, because if you try to mold that, cast it, and pull it out of the mold, you're more likely to just rip the fangs off. So yeah, cool, nicely done there. Let's see. So we looked at her. Let's look at the these vampires, and I'm gonna get the base over here too at the same time, because the base is basically like the vampires coming out of the ground. It's really cool. Got a couple small pieces here, like some strands of her hair. I didn't take them out of the package, but little pieces of hair that come out of that are coming out from underneath her hood, right there. And then I showed you the fangs. Okay, so I did have some breakage. These two little boot tassels broke, but I'm going to replace them anyway, which is some, I can tell what you use to sculpt this with. It's that metal stuff that you use on like a keychain or something. And I'm just going to replace it with that, and I'll put a real metal cross with it. So those two little things broke, but no big deal. And then we had some other little things. We got like a sheath for a knife. And then we have, oh, no, that broke. So my knife broke. Easy fix. Just glue it back together. So this was a knife or a dagger, but we'll just glue those back together. No biggie. And then we have a stake. Again, just really nicely sculpted. A little mold line to deal with. And that's it for all the little pieces. Here are all the clear orange pieces. Now, I was able to figure out where everything goes for the most part, except for like these orange clear parts. I know where this goes. These go on the base, like these little balls right here. But all these little guys are like, these like wrap around the, my focus is not working. Come on. There we go. All these little fire pieces kind of like wrap around the, well, here's a hand that's engulfed in flame, which is cool. And another hand that's engulfed in flame. Is this a hand? What is that? I think that's her hand. I'm not sure. I have to take a look. These pieces like kind of wrap around the vampire's arms. I haven't figured out where those go yet. There's only 3 or 4 of them, so you know. The way this what's impressive is that like everything only fits in one spot. Like there's no, oh, this could fit here, this could fit there. No, it only works in one spot. So pretty cool. I wanted to show you the cape too. So, and the way he packed this was pretty amazing. It was in a small box. The box was a lot smaller than anticipated, but it all fit, and it came, you know, except for those little pieces, it came undamaged. So the cape is real nice too. I'm a sucker for a cape. I love capes, and that's why I kind of got these big quarter scale things, because you know they'll have cool capes like the Thor and the Batman. They all have badass capes, and I love her cape. It's all torn and tattered. Just a little bit of cleanup to go in there and get some of the flashing off. But again, it fits damn near perfect on the back of her shoulders. The only thing I have to do is I need to put a little bit of heat on this tip to get it to fit. I mean, I'm being really picky, just to close that gap up a little bit. Let's see if I can get this to focus. There we go. You know, a little heat just to close up that gap there just a little bit, but it's thin resin, so you know, that doesn't surprise me. That may need a little work, but again, the fit is like damn near perfect. Oh, this was her hand here, that her left hand. I didn't show you that. Really delicately sculpted. Man, I cannot talk today. Need some water. Then again, I can barely talk when I'm doing these anyway. I mumble a lot, and I just, you know, highest production value for me. Again, really nicely done. Love the little subtle veins that are on the top of the hand. Let's see. Yeah, really nice. Nice fingernails. Super sharp. We're going to bring the base over here. And so this thing, like I said, it's not a huge, the footprint isn't real big, but she's tall. So like the base width, if you get this guy, you're going to need about, 9.5 to 10 inches of space, width-wise and depth-wise. I don't think it comes out too much like away from the base. So let's look at this guy real quick. So again, the sculpting on this is unreal. It's just chock full of detail. It's crazy. All the muscles are rendered extremely well. This is going to be the hardest piece to clean up, and the only reason is because there's so much detail to go through to clean up the mold line. I mean, I don't know how else you would do it. I don't think you could do this in a one-piece mold, you know, just like upside down. I'm not a mold maker, but I don't think you could do that just because of all the deep cuts and stuff in here. You know, but again, it's just a mold line. You know, I'll probably spend, this piece will take me the longest, probably a couple hours to clean this up to my satisfaction, going in there, you know, just kind of getting rid of the mold line and going through all the muscle, you know, detail and everything. But you know, that's pretty impressive for what this is. I love these little guys on the ends here. I mean, they're just cool. These little Grim Reapers. Oh, they're all different. Or are they different? Like, here's a Grim Reaper. This guy looks like a priest or something. Yeah, they're all Grim Reaper. Okay, so it looks like you get like 2 Grim Reapers and 2 Knights or something on there. Pretty cool. I'm going to come down on the tripod a little bit, so it's going to be shaky for a second. I don't want to pause it because that'll just make me have to edit this later, and I hate editing because I'm lazy. And I have barely enough time to do anything else. So busy. I'm so freaking busy building Hellboys. So sorry for the shaky camera work as always. But like I said, I don't want to have to edit later. Okay, still recording. I thought I hit something. I was like, no! All right, now we're down here. And we'll get this to focus. And I can show you some of the heads and stuff. And we can kind of dry fit her a little bit, and I'll have to back up because she's tall. So there's the base, nicely done. Oh, here's the cross that she's holding. Just done extremely well. Super sharp detail. Casting's, you know, damn near perfect again. Just the mold line. Got 5 heads for 5 vampires. And you can see the amount of detail in these guys. It's just really cool. Again, I got 2 colors of resin there. That's kind of funny. It's kind of like when you get a Paul Gill kit. You may get pink, you may get blue, you never know. Just really done. Man, the detail is crazy in this. Should be fun. This should be fun to paint. Again, I'm not going to show all of them because they're all equally done well. Well, I will. Why not? We're here. They all have their own expression. They all have their own anatomy. It's not the same head over and over and over again. So, you know, they're all their own character. Love the muscle detail going there through the cheeks. It's really cool. Love the point. The ears are like really done really well. Love the snarl on this guy's face. And you can see the bone structure by the nose. You can kind of see up in the nose where that, you know, where the bone structure is for the nose. Okay, so now these all fit in a very specific spot. Like, I can't accidentally put the head in the wrong spot. So if you give me a second, I'll tell you where these go. Like I said, they only fit in one spot. Okay, so like this head only fits here. I guess I could force it somewhere else, but you know it fits there. And the amount of putty work is pretty damn minimal. They all need a little bit of putty work, but it's... Oh, nope, that doesn't go there. Maybe I lied. Maybe I can switch them out. No? Hold on. Nope, that's where he goes. Yeah. Okay. The other one's kind of locked in a little bit better, but it goes right there, and you can see there's, you know, basically put a little bit of, drill a hole, put a pin in, stick some maize in there, let it, you know, as it's wet, go in there and just kind of blend the textures, and, you know, you're done. Pretty cool. Let's see, this guy goes right there. See, he locks in a little bit better. The gap on him is even smaller. I mean, like some of these you may get away without having to do any filling at all. And then this guy goes right here. Turn him around. And he's got little keys in there, but you really don't need it because it fits, it contours to the neck perfectly. Just like that. And then this guy. This is the one that's like really looking up at her right there. Again, really small gap that needs a little bit of filling. Tell you what, like I said, I'm not a mold maker, but the guys that can make a really good mold, I mean, it's a true art form because, again, minimal gap, really cool. Oh, no, I dropped it. Hope I didn't break an ear. Nope, I didn't break an ear. Whew. That'd be my luck. Get through all the getting stolen and everything, and I break an ear. All right, so the arms, again, only fit in a specific spot. And these, again, are done extremely well. Look at all that awesome detail in there. Again, just the mold lines you got to go through and clean up. You know, sit down with a couple beers and put on a movie and spend a couple hours just going through and, you know, cleaning up mold lines on this guy. Let's see. Where does this one go? No, it helped if I'm doing the correct arm. Oh, right there. Again, you know exactly where it goes. A little bit of a gap in there. Nothing the little A's can't take care of. And then this arm comes over here. Again, the way he's got it keyed, you know exactly where it goes. Right there. This arm has a flaming hand. Where is it? This guy? Yeah. I think it does. Maybe not. Oh no, this has the flaming skull. Nope. The flaming skull goes on the base. Where does that flaming skull go? I thought it went, oh yeah, the flaming skull comes over here. There's the flaming skull right there. So this skull would actually be pretty easy. Like, so this skull and the little things on the base would be really easy to light. I don't know how you would light these things in the arms. You have to do some pretty serious surgery on this guy to do that. And I don't know if I'm willing to do that. But I think if you light one thing, you have to light it all. You know, it's like, I don't think it would look right if you only lit a certain part. I thought this hand goes on here. Yeah, there it goes. I just had the angle wrong. So this is the flaming hand right there. And he goes over here. Where'd he go? I don't know. He's over here somewhere. I'm gonna turn around. Anyway, you know how that goes. Let's see. Yeah, this guy goes there. Again, really small gap. This guy goes over. Now this has, I was looking, I was like, oh man, there's a big old, like a big void in the mold. Like there's like, you know, the mold was getting, yeah, there's a big old blob of resin there. Nope, it's actually just, it's supposed to be there for this one. It just kind of, I was like, oh cool. So again, it keys in there really, really well. I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to paint. Again, I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to do anything for myself, to be honest. I got so many damn commissions. This arm goes there. This is like one of those pieces that you get and you just want to do it right away because it's just done so well. The painting on this will be fun. This will be a fun one to paint. Again, that one goes there. And last thing I'm going to show is I can actually put her on the base and show you kind of how tall she is. And then the last arm keys in right here. So just like that. Again, the molding and casting on this is unreal. It's a complicated piece. I mean, this is just a girl like standing on a base. So now let's put her on there, and she pegs in on the shoulder of this poor guy. Again, so now there is a nice resin peg right there, but I'll go ahead up. I will eventually. I'll drill, a nice big rod in there, and also into the vampire. So that goes there. And now you're like, oh, I can see her heel there. But if you take the other arm that's supposed to go there, where is it? Which one is it? Not this one. It covers up that the peg very well. If I can find the right arm. That's not it. That's not it. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. It's gonna be the last one I pick up, I bet. Nope. Nope. Well, which one is it? Nope. Well, poop. Which one is it? I want to show you how it covers it up, because it does. Let's see. Hold on. Give me a second here. That's not it. That's the wrong. It's a right arm. That's a left arm. Well, crap. Where is it? I know I have it. Hold please, as I figure this out. Is that it? No. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, I thought it was a straight arm for some reason. It's this guy. So the way it's been cast and everything, it covers up that peg perfectly, so you don't see it. So nice job there. Okay, so I'm going to back out, and we're going to kind of put her together a little bit. So we got that. No, so this is 1/6 scale still, but she's about 2 feet tall. So I love, I was looking through some of Sean's work, and he's got a lot of cool sculpts where it looks like it shouldn't be possible in a kit. Anything that defies, like, how the hell is that engineered, or how the hell does that work, I love. It just makes it way more interesting. We'll plug that in, and then I can put this hand in. Now her head won't stay on by itself, but I can get you and the cross goes up there. And I think there's a piece of flame that goes around her hand, because in the artwork there is, I want to say it's this one. Yeah, okay, there we go. So that fits in there perfectly. Just like that, wraps around her hand there. And is that it? There's another one that goes around this part. I think there's another piece. Like I said, the flames wrapping around is the only part of the kit I haven't figured out. Okay, yeah, there we go. Man, see, now I'm even more impressed. Those lock in and key in perfectly if I don't drop them and break them. So this wraps her arm in flames. Man, killer job, Sean. Really nice, man. Now I'm wishing I would have grabbed your re-engaged master casting. So that's how that works. So arm goes up here. This may fall apart. I don't know. I don't have any. There's no pins in this, obviously. We'll see. It probably won't stay with that cross in her hand. Oh, it did. Okay. that's just really freaking cool. Yeah, so you need height. So from the to the top of the cross, 24.5 inches. So very, very impressive piece. Super. When he first showed this, like, oh, I gotta get that piece, and then I got stuck in the quarter scale world and bought a bunch of those. And then someone else posted a couple pictures and mentioned how good it was. And I was like, oh man, I gotta get it. And then when I found how much it was, like, yeah, dude, totally. So there it is. That's Brides Unleashed by Sean Kyle. Awesome product, awesome kit, awesome sculpt, awesome quality, and top-notch customer service for sending me another kit at no expense to me, not even the shipping. So Sean, awesome job, man. Really appreciate it. I may have to get your next one. I wasn't planning on it. This one spoke to me more than your new one. But if it's this good and you keep this line going, man, it's gonna be one of those things where I'll just collect them and eventually I'll paint them. Maybe when I'm 75 and retired or not retired, I'll have time to paint this stuff. But this is when I want to start. I don't know. I wish I had time. I really wish I had time right now to start this guy, because this would be fun to take to Wonderfest. This would be a fun piece to show off at Wonderfest. You know, because it's got everything I like in it. I like really nice, tasteful, like, not that this is a pinup kit, but female kits. I'm not a big classic horror fan. Like, I'm not into really Frankenstein or Dracula. Those have never appealed to me, but I love this. You know, it's horror. I guess you could qualify it as classic horror, but it's cool. Really nice piece. So that's my review. Hopefully you guys stay tuned. It's 30 minutes of me blabbering on, but the piece deserves a really good review. It's done really well, and I highly recommend picking this up or any of Sean's pieces, since now I've seen one in person. So thanks for watching. It's Matt Mrozik, and we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks.